Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. So in this video you are going to learn how to create community service certificates in bulk and send on WhatsApp to volunteers. Right? Now let's see what is happening here. So you have received a response in a form that is created by Google Forms, and that form is filled by a volunteer that is working in your organization and he is working for community services. Right? Now to acknowledge his work, you are going to provide him an acknowledgement certificate, and to create that certificate you are using Google Slides. Right? Now after creating the certificate you want to share the certificate with him, and to share the certificate you want to share it on the WhatsApp account of the volunteer. Right, now let's see the applications we are using here. So in this process, to create the form we are using Google Forms, but in place of Google Forms you can also use Pabbly Form Builder or 𝑗otForm or any other form building application. Right, so in this form we are collecting the data of volunteers to provide them certificates. Then to create the certificates we are using Google Slides here. So Google Slides is an online word processor by which you can create presentations and templates just like our certificate. And WhatsApp, as you guys already know, is a widely used instant messaging application, and we are using it to share the certificates to our volunteers. Now, suppose that you have many volunteers working under your organization, and your organization works on social service and services for the community, right? So to acknowledge the work of your volunteers, you want to provide them acknowledgement certificates. So you want to collect the data of your volunteers to make certificates for them. So to collect the data you have created a Google form here, right? And then you will manually create the certificates for each and every volunteer, first by collecting the data from the Google Forms, then going here on Google Slide and manually creating certificates for your volunteer. Then after creating those certificates, you will share those certificates on the WhatsApp account of your volunteers one by one to everyone, right? Now guys, this process can be done, but this is very hectic, tiresome and problematic for you. What if I tell you that as and when you receive the response here in a Google form, a certificate get automatically created here in a Google Slide, and the same certificate get automatically shared on the WhatsApp account of the volunteer? Yes guys, this can happen, and this can be done by connecting these three applications. But the issue is there is no direct connection or integration present between these three applications. So to connect these applications I am using a software called as Pabbly Connect. So guys, Pabbly Connect is an automation and integration software, and the best part of it is that you will not require any coding skills or programming knowledge to make this connection between Google Forms, Google Slides and WhatsApp. So now let me give you a demo on my screen of how this connection between all these applications is going to work in real time. So guys, here is the form that I have created to collect the informations of the volunteers that are working to serve the society and the community, and we are providing them community service certificates. And we are collecting the details of the volunteers here in this form, and when they fill this form we are going to deliver them the certificates on their WhatsApp account here. So this is the WhatsApp account we have of one of our volunteer. So let me fill this form on his behalf. So let me fill this, and we will see that after filling this form, this WhatsApp account will receive a message from our side in which we'll send them the certificate. All right. So let me show you. So here I am entering the details. So guys, I have filled this form, and the name of the volunteer is this 𝗪𝗵𝘆, and the email address and the phone number. Now I'm going to submit this form here like this. Right, so the community service certification form has been successfully filled and the response has been recorded. Now let's check in the WhatsApp account if we received the certificate. So we have received a new message here in WhatsApp. Let's check it. Alright, so the message is this. Let me open it. It is saying, "Hello 𝗪𝗵𝘆, congratulations. We are pleased to inform you that you have successfully completed the community service volunteering. Please find the attached PDF containing your certificate." Alright, so this is the kind of message we are going to send, and let me show you the certificate also. So this is the certificate this person 𝗪𝗵𝘆 has received from our side. Alright, so now you guys are wondering how I managed to bring this message here without any manual compilation of the message or creating any certificate, just by filling this form here, the Google form that I have created. So now let me give you the easiest possible steps by which you can also make this automation or connection between your Google form and the WhatsApp. So guys, these are the 5 easy steps by which you can also make this integration or connection between your Google form and WhatsApp. So step 1 is connect Google Forms to Pabbly Connect with the help of webhook URL. So first of all, we are going to connect the form that we have created to collect the data to here in Pabbly Connect. And step 2 is collect the data from Google Forms in Pabbly Connect. So in the second step, we'll bring the data from Google Forms to here in Pabbly Connect. And step 3 is send the same data to Google Slides for creating a certificate from template. So in the third step, we are going to create a certificate from a template which is here in Google Slides. Then we are going to save the certificate in Google Drive. And after that, finally we'll send the same data or the certificate that we have created to 360 Dialog for sending messages on WhatsApp. So at the final step, we are going to send messages on WhatsApp to our volunteers, and to do that, we are going to use another application which is 360 Dialog. So I'll tell you what 360 Dialog is later on in this video. First of all, let's jump back to our step 1 and open Pabbly Connect. So you have to open your browser here and type PABBLY, that is pabbly.com. So this is the landing page of Pabbly. From here, put your cursor on this products option and click on connect. Alright, now you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes by clicking here on sign up free button, which I have already done. So I'm going to click on sign in here. After this, after signing in, you will see this all apps section of Pabbly, and from here you have to come to this connect panel and click on access now. Alright, so this will bring you to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you have to start working, and to start working here you have to create workflows like these. So these are the workflows I have created for different purposes. To create a workflow, click here on this create workflow button, and here enter a relevant name to your workflow. So let me give it. So I have given the name as Community Services Certificate from Google Forms to WhatsApp. Now I'm going to click here on create. So when your workflow get created, you will see these two things, the trigger and the action. So Pabbly Connect work on these two things. The trigger says when this happens, action says Pabbly Connect do this. Alright, as in our use case, the trigger would be a new form submission on Google Forms, and the action would be send community services certificate on WhatsApp. Right? So first of all, you have to click here on this trigger option, and from this choose app, choose your application as Google Forms. Here it is. And in the action event, select this new response in spreadsheet. So this will generate a URL which is called as a webhook URL. Alright, so by using this URL, we are going to connect our form to Pabbly Connect. So you just have to copy this URL from here. So after copying this, you have to go to your Google form, which is this. So this is the form I have created, and this form is connected with a Google Sheet. You can see from this, I'm clicking on responses, and here are the responses that we have received, and here is the Google Sheet by which this form is connected to collect the data from the form, right? So the response we fill in the form received here in this Google Sheet. So here in this Google Sheet, you have to click on this extensions and then go to add-ons and click on get add-ons. So when you click on get add-ons, this window will open up, which is Google Workspace Marketplace. From this search bar, you have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks, and you have to install this functionality here in Google Sheets. So you can see it is showing installed here because I have already installed it, so I do not need to install it again. So you have to install it, and after installing this, you have to refresh your Google Sheet. So this is an important step. Remember to refresh your Google Sheet whenever you install this Pabbly Connect webhooks here. Alright, so after refreshing the sheet, when you click on extensions again, you will find this Pabbly Connect webhooks option available automatically. So you have to come to this option and click on initial setup. So when you open initial setup, you will find these two fields, the webhook URL and the trigger column. So here in this field, you have to paste the copied webhook that you have copied from Pabbly Connect. And in this trigger column, you have to enter the name of the last data entry or the final data column of your sheet. So let me show you. So in our sheet, the last data entry column is this D column. After D column, we are not entering any data. So you have to put D here in extensions in Pabbly Connect webhooks initial setup. In the trigger column, we are going to put D, and here we are going to paste the webhook that we have copied from Pabbly Connect like this. So paste it here in the Google Sheet. So after filling these two fields, when you click here on send test, the data of our first row will be delivered here in Pabbly Connect, alright, as test data. So you can see here in Pabbly Connect, it is showing waiting for webhook response, alright. So when we click here on this send test, this data of first row will be delivered here in Pabbly Connect. So let me click here. So you can see the test data sent successfully. Let's check in Pabbly Connect. Alright, so you can see the data is arrived here like this. Now what you have to do is to go to your Google Sheet again and click on this submit button. After this, go to extensions again, click here, and in Pabbly Connect webhooks option, please click on this send on event option. Please check it so that whenever you add a new row here or I receive a new response here in Google Sheet, the data of that row will be automatically delivered here in Pabbly Connect. Alright. Now you can see in the response that we have received, in this timestamp field, we are receiving the date as well as the time of filling the form. Alright. So we are going to enter this date on the certificate of the volunteer also. So we need this date, but we do not need this time here. Alright. So we are going to use this date. So to format this kind of date and time, we are going to use a function by Pabbly which is called datetime formatter. So to apply that, click on this action window and search for datetime formatter by Pabbly. So this is it. And in the action event, select format date only option and then click on connect here. So these fields will open up, and the first field is the date field. So here you have to map the date, which is this. Alright. So when you click here, you will find this Google Forms new response in spreadsheet option. So when you click here, you will find the data like this only, which we have captured in the first step. So click here and you will find this data. So map the timestamp from here only like this. And then it is asking to which format you want to convert this time, this date and time. So let me select the format. So you can select any format according to your needs. So I'm going to select this format, 𝐷𝙠𝗵𝘆 like this. And this from format is not compulsory, so I'm leaving it blank. Now click here on save and send test request. Alright, so you can see the date is converted here in the result field like this from this format. Alright, now what you have to do, it is time for our next step, which is the third step. Alright, so we have collected the data from Google Forms in Pabbly Connect. Now we are going to send that same data to Google Slides for creating a certificate for the volunteers from a template here in Google Slides. Alright, let's do this. So now in Pabbly Connect, click on this plus icon. And from this section window, choose your application as Google Slides. So this is Google Slides we have. And in the action event, select the option as create presentation from template. Then click on connect here. And from this window, select this add new connection and connect with Google Slides. Click on it. So from this window, it will ask for the email ID by which your slide account is connected. So select that ID. And then it will ask for some accesses, which is completely safe. Click here on continue. So the authorization is successful here and start showing connected. That means we are connected with Google Slides. Now the first field is the template presentation. So from here you have to choose the template by which you are going to create the certificates. So when you click here in this drop down, you will find a list. So this is the list of all the things, the presentations I have in my Google Slides. So let me show you. This is my Google Slides here, and I have all these things in my Google Slides for different purposes. And the templates we are using is this template, Community Service Certificate. All right. So you can find this template here in this list just by typing the name Community. So this is it. So map it, Community Service Certificate template. Now it is asking which the title of new presentation. So you can give the title of new presentation or the certificate that you are going to create in the name of the volunteer only. So you can click here and you will find the Google Forms response option. So from here you can find the name of the volunteer. So map the name. So the name of the volunteers can be same sometimes. All right, so there is a possibility of two persons having the same name. So to give the title presentation uniqueness, you can also map this row index also. So whenever a new response is captured in Google Form, the row index is going to change and this thing is going to be unique. So map this also here so that you will not get confused and send the correct certificate to the correct person. Now it is asking for new presentations location. So actually it is asking in which folder in your Google Drive you want to save this certificate that you are creating. So you can click here and you will find the folders you have created in your Google Drive. So let me show you this. So this is my Google Drive here. And here I have all these folders created for different purposes. So we are using this community services folder to save the certificate that has been generated from here in Pabbly Connect. So you can select the same folder, which is this community services, from this drop down list like this. Right, now it is asking for name and date. So why it is asking for these things? Let me show you the template. So this is the template of certificate we have. Nice template. All right, and here you can see we have this name in double curly braces and the date also. So why we have these two things in braces? Because these are the variable things which are going to change with every new certificate. Because the name of every person can be different and the date of filling the form can be different. So to get these things filled automatically when you create the certificate, you have to map the values of these two things here in Pabbly Connect. So in the name field, map the name of your volunteer by clicking on this Google Forms option like this. And in the date, you will find the date from date time formatter by which we have changed the format of the date. So this was here in the last step. So click here on this date field and click on date time formatter and map the date from here only. After this, click here on save and send test request and a new certificate will get created. So I have clicked on it. So let's see. So you can see now it is showing this type of response and it generated a presentation ID here. That means the certificate is created. So let me show you in my drives folder. So this is the drives folder and you can see we have a new certificate here with the name Akshat Namdev. I can open this for you also. Right. You can see Akshat Namdev and the date is 7 October. And this is the same thing we have filled here, mapped here, right? All right. So it is time for our next step, which is to connect the Google Drive. So to create a shareable link of this certificate, we are using Google Drive. So click here on plus icon and choose the application as Google Drive. And in this action event, select share a file with anyone, this option, share a file with anyone. Then click on connect. And from this window, select add new connection. And so if you are making the connection for the first time, always select this. But if you have made the connection previously in a different workflow, you can choose existing connections also. All right. So let us make a new connection here. Click on connect with Google Drive and select the email ID by which the drive is connected. Give the required access, that is completely safe. Click continue. And you can see the authorization is successful here. And start showing connected. That means we are connected with our drive. Now it is asking for the file ID. Here you have to map this presentation ID that has been created in the previous step. All right. So to map it, you have to first toggle this map button to on like this and erase this field. And then click on this Google Slides presentation, create presentation option, and you will find this presentation ID, map it from here only. All right. Now we are going to click here on save and send test request. So this will generate the shareable links of this certificate. So you can see the response. It is showing drives permission, role is reader. And here are the links that we needed. And this is the PDF link that we are going to send to the volunteer. All right. Now it is time for the next step. Let's see this step. So the next and the final step is send the same data to 360 dialog for sending messages on WhatsApp. So now we are going to send the certificate on WhatsApp account of the volunteer. And to do this, now we are going to use 360 dialog. Now I'll tell you what 360 dialog is and how we are going to use it. So now in Pabbly Connect, click here on this plus icon and another action window will open up. From this, choose app, choose your application as 360. This WhatsApp by 360 dialog, select this. And in the action event, you have to select send template messages. Now you guys are wondering why we are using this application. Actually, to send messages on WhatsApp, you must have the access of WhatsApp's chat API. So 360 Dialog is an application which have the official access of WhatsApp's chat API. So by using this application, you can send messages on WhatsApp directly and very easily. Now click on connect here. And from here, select this add new connection. And these fields will open up the API key and the domain. So from where you will find these two things. So you have to go to your 360 Dialog account and move to WhatsApp account, then generate a key. So let me show you my 360 Dialog account. So this is my 360 Dialog account. You can also set up your own 360 Dialog account. And to do this, you can use our link that we have pasted in the description box. And the benefit of this, you can avail affordable prices of 360 Dialog services by using our link that we have pasted in the description. Now, from here, I'm clicking on this WhatsApp accounts. And here you will see this button, which is generate API key. So by clicking here, you can generate your own API key. And you have to copy that key afterwards and paste it here in this API key field. And in the domain, you have to put the domain name which will look like this. So you will get this domain while generating the API key. Or in major cases, the domain name will remain the same. So you can paste this also here. After filling these two things, you just have to click on save and your connection will be connected with Pabbly Connect. So generating API key is one-time task only. So whenever you generate the API key, after that you can use the same key for making the connection afterwards with Pabbly Connect. So I have already generated the key for myself and I have made a connection before in a different workflow with 360 Dialog. So I just have to click here on choose existing connection and my 360 Dialog will get connected. So let me show you this also. I'm clicking on save here. So you can see now it is started showing connected. That means we are connected with 360 Dialog. After this, these fields will open up below here. And the first is the template field. So it is asking for select the template. So what are these templates? So first of all, let me bring you to my 360 Dialog account again, and here I am clicking on manage templates, and these are the templates we have. So what are these? So let me open up one for you. So guys, templates are nothing but the messages that you want to send on WhatsApp. Alright, so this is one typical template we have. So to avoid spamming, you need to create a template first here in 360 Dialog. Then after that, you can use these templates to send messages on WhatsApp. So to create a template, you have to click here on add template button. And from here, you can put the name of the template. You can select the categories of the templates, which are like this: shipping update, payment update, issue resolution, or anything you want. Then you can type the message in any language that is in this list. And here you can select the template type, which is standard or media and interactive. Then here you can enter the main body of the template. Alright, after this you have to submit this template by clicking here on submit option. And after submitting your template, WhatsApp's parent company, that is Facebook, will review your template and get your template approved. So the standard time of approving the template is 30 minutes to 48 hours, they say. But typically it will be done in 45 minutes to 1 hour. And as and when your template got approved, you can use that template to send messages on WhatsApp very easily. So the template we are using is this certificate link template. So in Pabbly Connect, click here and you will find the list of the templates we have. And from this list, select your template, which is this certificate link. After this namespace field get automatically filled up, and in the language code is also automatically filled up because we have the templates of with one language only, which is English. So EN is the code of that language. Then it is asking for the recipient's mobile number. Alright, so here you have to map the mobile number of the volunteer that you have received from the Google Forms. Alright, so when you click here, you will find this Google Forms option, and when you click here, you will find the response, and from here just map this phone number like this. After this, in this header document URL, you have to click here and enter the PDF URL that you have generated here in this previous step with the help of Google Drive. Alright, so this is the PDF link we are going to use. So just map it by clicking here on Google Drive's option, and you will find the PDF link, map it. And in the header document file name, you have to map the file name. So you will find the file name from the same place, Google Drive. Click here. And this is the file name, map it. Then it is asking for these body fields. So what are these fields? So let me show you the template. This is our template. And in the template, you can see we have this 1, 2, and 3 in double curly braces. So these are actually the body fields of our template, or the variable things in the message we have. So you can see after hello, we are going to put the name of the person. So the name of every person is going to be different, and it is asking for successfully completed. So in our case, the person is completing the community service volunteership. So if you have any other thing in your if you are conducting any other kind of event, so that can also change. And after best regards, we are going to put the name of the organization which is conducting. So that can also change sometimes. So to put these things, to get these things filled automatically with every new message, you have to map the values of these body fields here in Pabbly Connect. So in the first body field, we are going to map the name of the person, which is this, map it. In the second body field, let me show you, successfully completed. Okay, so here we are going to enter the drive that has been completed by the volunteer. So you can pull this manually also. So I am filling here community services volunteership. right? And in the body field 3 we are going to, so you can enter the name of any organization which you have. So my organization's name is, let me see, this PSI. So I am going to enter this only, PSI Institute or organization. Right. Now after mapping all these things, you have to click here on save and send test request, and this data will be delivered on the WhatsApp account. Alright, so let me click here on save and send test request, and you will see it start showing this type of response. And we have received a new message in WhatsApp. Let's check it. And it is showing, hello Akshat Namdev, congratulations. We are pleased to inform you that you have successfully completed the community services volunteership. Right, so these are the things, and the PSI organization. So the message is according to our template, and the things are same which we have mapped here in these fields. So our connection is working fine. And let us also check the certificate of Akshat. So this is the certificate and the name is Akshat Namdev. So the certificate is also correct. So our connection is working fine. So now let me give you a quick recap what we have done here. So first of all, in this trigger window, we selected the Google form in which we are receiving the response. Then we collected the data with the help of this URL from the Google Sheet like this. Then by the help of this date time formatter, we changed the format of this date to this format. After this, we connected Google Slides to create a certificate for our volunteer like this. Then we connected our Google Drive to create a shareable link of the certificate like this. And then we connected 360 dialog account to send messages on WhatsApp. We filled the required details here, mapped the things. And when I click here on save and send test request, the message is delivered. Now you just have to click on save here. Now let me tell you one more important thing, which is that you can use this workflow or make this workflow run 100 times in a month, because Pabbly Connect's free account provides you 100 free tasks every new month. Alright, so if 100 tasks are sufficient for you, you can use Pabbly Connect for free forever. Also, we are going to paste the link of this same workflow in the description box, and you can clone that same workflow in your own Pabbly Connect account and start using that. So guys, this is it for today. And as you see, we have connected a few applications in this video by using this Pabbly Connect software. You can also connect many different applications by using this Pabbly Connect software. And if you want any other type of integrations from our side, you can contact us from this email ID, and you can ask your queries from this link in this forum, and you can check the pricing of this software by this link. And if you find this video useful, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and keep automating your business with the help of Pabbly Connect. Thank you so much.